Hi everyone, welcome back to 11th day of our 12-day collaboration with Monica, Crafting with Quilling Lady, Monica aka Paper Mona, and myself. We are sharing Christmas card ideas that are easy to post. Every day we are working off a different prompt, and today we are having another card sketch. This time this one was designed by Monica aka Paper Mona, and you can see the two versions on my screen now, one for a square, one for a 5 by 7 inch, which I'm going to do today only because the first two sketches that I worked with, I went with the square. So I have a 5 by 7 inch white card base and a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inches of gold card. The pattern paper measures 4.5 by 6.5, and it is paper from the latest magazine box kit by Chloe's Creative Cards. And I'm just using double-sided sticky tape on the pattern paper to layer it on top of the mirror card, and then I'm using coral glue to add that to my card base. I have another piece of gold strip there measuring 2 inches by 6 3/4. And then I was going to cut this another plaid design, but I thought then they would clash the green plaid, the red plaid. So I went back to the papers in the magazine, and I really kind of liked the Christmas jumper kind of theme there, but it wouldn't have gone with the theme of my card today. So then I decided to go with the dark red that you could see there with the stars. You'll see me picking it out. This is a flower that I'll be using. I do have a video I've recorded how I made that flower. So the color matched pretty well with this one. So this is the piece that I'm going to, or this is the design that I'm going to use. And I'm going to cut a piece of that to 1 3/4 inch by 6.5. And I'm adding some double-sided sticky tape to the back, and I'm going to layer it on top of my gold card in there, and then just glue flat onto the card base. You could see me cutting a little bit away because I managed to snip into it a little with my scissors when I was cutting down the double-sided sticky tape, but it was barely 1/16 of an inch. It's not noticeable. So I'm using my coral glue just to add it on top of my card. And then to keep with the sketch design, I will need some circles. I'm going to pull out the die set that I love using the most lately. And this is the Scalloped and Pierced Circles by Chloe. And I checked which sizes would fit for the flower. So I took out one. The larger one is a scalloped edge, and the smaller one is a straight edge with pierced detail all around. I'm going to cut the larger one out of gold card, and the smaller one just plain heavyweight cardstock. White cardstock. Now I'm going to layer these on top of each other, but just to keep with the height of the strip that I already added, I'm cutting a couple pieces of this white card, and I'm layering, adding on another one. I needed one for the height, just so the circle won't flop down when I'm gluing it onto it, but it will be nice and level. So I'm gluing the gold card and making sure it's centered, and then I'm going to add the white on top of that. And I did think of embossing some detail onto this white piece of card, but then I realized I didn't need it because most of it will be covered up anyway with these ones. So the flowers I've heat embossed, stamped and heat embossed with white embossing powder on vellum. The stamps that I used came with last year's, it was issue 14 Chloe's magazine box kit. And it came with a really, really lovely stamp set. This one was the larger flower in it. And then all this foliage is foiled onto acetate. I didn't foil it. It came like that in a pack, and I'll show you. It's by Chloe's Creative Cards, and this is the Christmas version of the foiled acetate. There's 12 sheets in it all together, each of them jam-packed with all different foliage, swirls, and whatnot that you could add to your projects. There are two different designs in two different colors, so you get a gold and a silver version of all. today I'm going to use the gold side. So I turn them upside down and I start decorating these berries with some glitter. And I'm just adding dry clear glue on every single one of those berries. And I did think hard of what color I wanted to use for this, and I went with pink because the flower is going to be dark red. I didn't want these to be red too, so I went with this very faint pink, and this is the Watermelon Crush, and it's gorgeous once it dries. Just stay to the end of the video. It's still white in there because that glue has to dry clear, but it will be so beautiful. I'll show you some close-ups at the end. For the foliage, I did change my mind about this, but I left the footage in anyway, just to show you that it's okay to change your mind. So I started to color in these with alcohol markers, and I did some shading too, and all 4 different shades of green, and they turned out quite pretty, but didn't do it for me. There was something missing from this. I'll turn it around, you'll see it looks really, really nice, but I thought it was missing something. So I decided to remove that using some surgical spirit or alcohol. And I came back with my glue bottle, the dry clear glue bottle, and I am going to add some turquoise glitter to this, and the one that I'm using are by Nuvo. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing to all the holly leaves, and this one will dry super beautiful. Again, these are super sparkly glitters. So this is the smaller one, smaller holly leaf. They are all different sizes on those sheets, so I just picked out a few that I thought I might use, and I not even end up using all of these at the end. So these ones do have holly leaves and berries on them too. I'm just going to go with the holly leaves for now. I will let the glue dry before I come back to add a different color to the holly leaves. Otherwise I just would contaminate whatever I'm sprinkling on the berries in there. For my flowers on the underside, so where I can't feel the raised side of the flowers, I am coloring with dark red alcohol marker. There's no point adding any shading because there's so much embossed detail, and it's on the second one did start shading a bit, and it just didn't do anything, just didn't show at all. So I just added that dark red color. It's a gorgeous Christmassy color. And there's 2 layers for my flower. So to layer them up, I'm just going to pinch them down in the middle and then straightening them out again. So not going to be too much dimension, just a little bit of a lift up. So I'm going to offset them from each other on that circle. How cool does that look? So, and then the foliage, you can see this is already starting to dry and that turquoise starts to peek through, but it still has some more clearing out to do. But it is dry enough for me to color in the berries now. And I was thinking, should I go red or pink? But then I decided to go with white glitter. It's not even white, it's a translucent glitter. So once it dries, it will be gorgeous, a sparkle from it, but it won't add any color. And this is the snowfall. Snowball? I'm not even sure. I will link it in the description box below. So I'm just sprinkling it. See, this is what I meant when I tipped this down. If that turquoise hadn't been dried yet, it would just contaminate all this glitter with the turquoise powder for me to glitter for me. The box kit that I took this flower stamp from did come with a die set where it had stamen dies as well. Rather than having to go and find it in my stash now, I had this one sitting at hand just on my table because I've been using this die set. This is the Elegant Poinsettia die set, and I cut the stamen out of marigold cardstock, the same what I used for my mats and layers. I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to arrange everything all on my card. But I will have to pick out a sentiment. And for the sentiment, I'm going to go to the magazine and I'm going to cut out one of those that are already printed on the design papers. There are a lot of different greetings and a lot of different sayings and all different color combinations. I'm just going to go with Merry and Bright with white writing over a red background. So I'm going to cut that out and I'm going to fussy cut around it. And I don't know why I forgot, because normally I would glue this on top of heavyweight white cardstock, and then I would fussy cut grind it. I forgot to do that, so now I'm cutting grind it, and then I glue it down onto the white card, and then I will fussy cut one more time. So, have you seen the previous videos in this series? I think they are absolutely fantastic. Not only by me, but by Monica, Quilling Lady, and Monica, Paper Mona as well. Make sure you check out their videos as well. I will have a link in the description box below to today's videos and to their channels as well. Because between the three of us, you'll have 36 videos by the time we finish tomorrow. So there's a lot of inspiration, and might I add, lovely inspiration for cards that are easy to post. They're not too bulky. I have really been loving this series, and I've got some new subscribers to my channel too. So a big welcome to all of you who are new to here. I am so happy to have you here. Honestly, I really hope that you do like these tutorials. There is a lot more to come yet. We are not finishing with this series on my channel at all. So I'm just adding some hot glue to the foliage as well. Now, might I add, the foliage, acetate that the foliage is on is not heat resistant. Now, it does not melt, but it softens up a lot. So when I add the heat, the heated glue, the melted glue, it softens up that part of the acetate, and it is so easy to maneuver then, because you can stick it down lower or pull it a bit higher. The bottom of it would crunch up or stretch out. So I really love using these. There's a lot of plus sides to them from me. I do like to heat emboss my foliage on acetate, but this here is just brings it to a new level. It's a foiled look which I don't get with heat embossing. So, and again, to balance the overhanging part of my sentiment, I'm going to do the same that I done on the circles. I'm going to add a couple of strips of this just a white scrap cardstock, and this way again the sentiment won't flop down on the one end, but it will be nice and balanced sitting on top. So I'm just using my collard glue again. When this dries, it will be real nice and strong. And then I decided that I didn't need to add any more of those holly leaves, so I set those aside for a future project. But I thought that the turquoise needed some balancing in there, so I brought in these gems, and these are from the Winter Wonderland collection, and the first ones in there perfectly match the color of my glitter. So I'm just bringing 5 of those, I think 2 on the top left corner and 3 of those in the bottom right, and I'm just using my fine tip glue bottle just to glue those in there. And that very much finishes my card. There is only one more video to go in the hashtag Postmas 2024 series, so make sure to check back tomorrow, not only to my channel, but the other ladies as well. So here are some close-ups when everything is nice and dry. And if you would like to join in with our challenge, just share your mix on social media and add the hashtag Postmas 2024 to them, so we will be able to find them too. And I really hope I will see you back tomorrow for my last video of the series. Until then, bye!